Hello and a very warm welcome back to TED Talks from Bowen's Garage. We're here for a new week. It's Bank Holiday Monday. We don't do bank holidays, but I'm here. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, then you might not know why I'm in on a bank holiday, what I'm talking about, why I'm here, and I should be in bed chilling out with a hangover. But things have been very busy and we've got a lot on, so Gary, one of our technicians, offered to do some overtime today to help us try and get back on track prep wise, and here we are. So we've got plenty on. What we're hoping to do is get a car that was due in for prep tomorrow when we're back open done today, and then tomorrow we can try and attack a Volvo V40 that we handed over on Friday morning or lunchtime, and it lasted 5 miles before popping on an engine management light. So that is back with us, so we're hoping to then get that stripped tomorrow, because we haven't got any time for it in the diary. So the diary, we sold 7 retail cars last week. The diary is full all week, prepping cars that we've sold to then hand them over. Some this week and some at the start of June next week. Obviously some people are waiting for tax reasons, but there was just no time for this Volvo. It was coming up with an EGR code, insufficient flow, so we imagine it's pretty well blocked up, and it's a horrible job as well, inlet manifold and God knows what else, so you're looking 6, 7, 8 hours to get that done, which we just simply haven't got the diary time to do. So Gary is going to do a Fiesta today, cam belt, water pump, couple of lower arms tyre, blah 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 blah, MOT, all the usual, and then hopefully we can get about attacking that Volvo, get that sorted and get that back to the customer as soon as possible this week. He's over in Cheltenham, so not a million miles away. He's got one of our loan cars, so hopefully we can get the CGR valve on Tuesday, well probably Wednesday. I think it's going to arrive later tomorrow, and then get that delivered back to him as soon as possible, and hopefully we can start again. And you know, bank holidays is not something that I would normally choose to do. The same reason that we don't work weekends. It's nice to have time with the family and nice to have some time off. There is more to life than selling cars and fixing cars. However, I couldn't really see another way around it on this occasion. You can't wait the customer, you can't make the customer wait until you've got a diary slot when he's had the car for 5 minutes, and obviously everybody else that have bought cars from us, they want to pick them up as soon as possible. So I think it was the only way to get us back on schedule. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes okay. So it's a bit of an interesting day actually, because it's not very often I get to come here for the day and not have any workshop customers, and that takes up a lot of time. The workshop is very busy Monday to Friday, and there are lots of people in, lots of people out, lots of phone calls. It's a busy site during the week, and it's going to be quite peaceful today, hopefully, which means I can crack on. I can film some other YouTube bits, you know, get a bit of a stockpile of videos together, so I don't have to keep chasing my tail trying to get them done and get them out. So hopefully they'll come out sporadically as and when. A few interesting subjects, hopefully. So have a look on the channel and see if anything takes your fancy going down the line. I've got a couple of cars to advertise that arrived at the very end of last week. I'm also going to look on the auctions as well. I think they're on today, so I'm hoping people might be, you know, had a few too many wines and beers last night, might still be in bed and might be able to get a couple of good value bits of stock. Has anything else happened since we've been gone? It's only a couple of days, isn't it? We have taken a reservation, an Auto Trader reservation on this Fiat 500. This was the one that we priced very keenly because of a few stone chips across the front. So this is dust, by the way. This isn't. I mean, the stone chips weren't great, but this this is dust. We've got some Saharan weather, so the boys are going to have to give these a spruce up this week. Absolutely. Yes, we've taken an Auto Trader reservation on that. They've sent a message, they've left a phone number, which is good. They want to come and have a look at it this week, so I'll give them a buzz today and we'll get that arranged. We've got a guy inquiring on Nissan Qashqai which I'm not sure I've even mentioned. I bought it on Thursday from Mannheim. A Qashqai diesel, or cash cow as Mr. Chops calls them. 2017 Techno model, which is really nice specification. It's got the glass roof, which is important on those as well. Heated electric leather seats, sat-nav camera, all the nice bits. 1.5 DCI, which is the engine, which is a good engine, unless you've got it in a broken Dacia Duster that we've got at the back there. And it's done 56,000 miles, something like that. Full Nissan main dealer service history. 6 Nissan services every year, I think. So, in the Nightshade, which is the same as the Micra that we sold and handed over at the end of last week. Obviously, I keep talking about things that have happened in the past, so if you're new here, you're most welcome. Thank you for joining. But do have a look at... I always put last week's video in the description, so if you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, cars that we've had in and whatever, do click on the other link and you'll see what cars I'm talking about, and you know, then you'll be able to maybe have a bit of a clue of what I'm talking about now. So yeah, Qashqai, Nightshade. We've had an inquiry on it. The guy wants to come and look at it. The car isn't even arriving with me until Wednesday. So, as a rule, when we bought the car, if it is from auction, they give you the pictures. So we upload them. We've got all the details of the service history and everything like that. So we put them on there, awaiting preparation with the pictures from the auction, to get interest like we have done on this. And it does work quite often, you know. If you go onto our sold page on the website, a couple of years ago we had a real run where everything, you know, cars were just selling before we had a chance to do our own pictures of them and whatever. So I'll give him a call this morning as well, and we'll get that arranged for later on in the week, hopefully. So a couple of bits, but pretty quiet overall as a weekend, but we had a very busy week last week. I am going to do some serious looking into prices of our vehicles today. We have been busy. We did 7 last week, we did 6 the week before, which is absolutely where we want to be. But almost all of those cars were sub £10,000. I think so that's 13 retail cars in 2 weeks, which is good. But 11 of them were sub 10 grand, which sort of proves what we're thinking about lowering our stock value slightly is true, that the more budget-friendly vehicles are the ones that are going to sell. So we're going to have a real look at the prices of the cars that are over sort of 10, 12 grand, and see if we can get them moving, and then we can try and buy some cars that are sort of sub 12 grand really. So I've got plenty to do. I will definitely make myself busy. I will take advantage of not having workshop customers here. And if some people rock up and they want to have a look at a car, then by all means they can do. So I will update you later on. Right, it's Bank Holiday Monday evening. Gary is wrapped up 4 o'clock. So he's done a little 9 till 4 shift today, which is ever so much appreciated. It's really got us ahead for the week, or stopped us getting so behind for the week, basically. So yeah, it's been good. It is a lot easier when there's no customers here, as bad as that sounds, but if you've got no workshop customers and no car sales customers, you can just crack on. So I've done loads as well, which has been good. Filmed a couple of good videos for you guys. We've had some price alterations today. So if you are in the market, do have a look at the website, bowensgarage.co.uk, because we've had a sharp cut on some of the prices of the cars. Some of the more expensive cars, certainly. So do have a look at those. Gary has finished the Fiesta, so that is now totally done. It's surprising, actually, how much you spend, even on a car that was really well up together in terms of service history and whatever else. It's had a cam belt, a water pump, an oil and a filter change, an MOT, 2 front suspension arms. We've sorted out the washer jets, they weren't very good. It's had a tyre on the front as well, an auxiliary belt, and £608 is what it's cost us. Now, how we work our pricing, so the service department bill me and the sales department, even though it's all our own business, we run off 2 separate bank accounts, so it just makes life easier for us to differentiate what part of the business is doing well, what isn't doing so well, so on and so on. So the service department charged me £40 for an MOT. They charged me £45 an hour labour, and they charged me the cost price of the part plus 20%. Now, I know a lot of garages who do the same thing, who have similar setups. So we're getting a reduced labour rate. Our rate to the public is £65 an hour. I get charged £45, I get a cheaper rate for the MOT, I get price of the parts plus 20%. And even on a car that was really well up together, service history-wise and so on, still £608. And I would say the vast majority of the bills on our cars are between £500 and £700, in all honesty. Some on the really newer stuff that doesn't need anything might be £150, but the vast majority are in that sort of ballpark. Anyway, fully prepped, ready to rock and roll, and I think it's an awful lot of car for less than £5,000, to be honest, especially with all those bits of maintenance that are now done. So that is ready to go out on Wednesday. Kia Venga, Gary also set about. This didn't need a whole great deal. It had a puncture in the rear tyre, which was due to a nail, which is a little bit frustrating. It's had an MOT, he's done the PDI, he's done the levels. It needed a battery, which we've done. All it needs doing now is the air conditioning. Bit of a strange one, because our auto data gives us all the air conditioning figures. This said it was the old type of gas, which is 134A, 550 grams plus or minus 25. And it's not. It's a 1234YF, which is the newer, more expensive gas. It says it under the bonnet. But I can't find for the life of us where or how much the quantity is. And because it says it's a different type of gas, when you go through to the air conditioning machine, it doesn't want to give you the correct figures. So I'm going to have to ring Kia in the morning when they're open, the service department is open, and get the figures for that so we can do the aircon regas. But other than that, that is ready to go later in the week as well. Volvo's on the ramp and ready now, so Gary's got all his tools lined up and he's ready to attack that in the morning, which will be fun. Audi R8, I'm just storing this for a few days. This is not something that we are retailing. It's a V10 one, so it sounds amazing, absolutely amazing. Not my cup of tea, in all fairness. I would quite like an R8, but it would have to be more subtle and not a convertible. A V10 would be lovely, but I'd want one in like a grey or a silver, not with red leather, red roof. I wouldn't want it to be a convertible either, but just storing that for a couple of days for somebody. I haven't used it, I promise. So yes, a good day's work. You can get a lot done when there's no customers, no phone calls and whatever. Reservation on the Fiat 500 that we took over the weekend, I've spoken to them. They are coming to look at it tomorrow lunchtime, coming over from Brecon. And I've also made an appointment today on the, we've got a nice Golf automatic petrol in our Hereford site, 2019. It's done 60,000, so it looks fantastic value for money. It's a match. It's a really nice car. That's over in our Hereford site, so Tony is going to do that one tomorrow later in the afternoon. And the guy who inquired about the Qashqai, which hasn't even arrived with us yet, I've spoken to him as well. He only lives in Ross, so is going to come down later in the week. He's off work Thursday, Friday, so we'll get that ready for him and we'll get him booked in. So not massive amounts going on over the weekend, but we had a busy week last week, so we're a little bit low on stock. Obviously, we've got a few arriving. I bought 3 cars this morning as well, which, shall I show you? Should we have a look? Yeah, sit there and I'll, one sec. Right, so we have been really busy over the last few days buying, some of which I may have told you about already, some of which I haven't. I can't remember from last week, but I'll just I'll run you through the ones we have bought. So, Audi Q3 SE automatic, 53,000 miles. I've definitely spoken about this one. Now I'm talking about it, I remember. Good tyres, grade 1. MOT till next February. Sat-nav model. It's also got loads of added extras. Now we've got it into... well, it's not arrived yet, but now we've got it into stock. It's got electric tailgate. It's got cruise. It's a really nice spec. Above and beyond the standard SE, certainly. 15 plate, 53,000 miles. That, apart from it being a grade 1 as well, but that is why I wanted this car. Full Audi service history. So that'll be arriving, I think that's arriving tomorrow which is Tuesday. I've bought a Qashqai. This is the Qashqai that the guy is coming to look at. 52,000 miles. Techno, it says non-panoramic. It has got a panoramic roof. I've double-checked that. It has got a panoramic roof. Again, good tyres. And again, full Nissan service history, which is not always the way on these Qashqais. Obviously, they're family cars. They're not always the most loved. 2 owners. It's grade 3. There's a few little dings on it for Lee to do. But nothing drastic at all other than machine polish. It's finished in that nightshade. I've also bought this. Now, this was from Mannheim, Birmingham. So this is a 62 plate, so a little bit older. Hyundai iX20 1.4 petrol. It's the active model. Cracking cars, these. Same as the Kia Vengas. Just ever such good news on the used market. We found only 30,000 miles. Good tyres all round. Michelin's mostly. 1 owner from new. 9 services. 7 at the Hyundai main dealer and 2 at the Land Rover main dealer, which isn't far away from us. So that's quite a local car. Lovely mileage. Nice price range. Grade 2. It's really clean and tidy. So that is absolute bread and butter stock. Not a big margin, but should be able to flip that very quickly, I would say. Next up, now this is nice, 18 plate Polo. So all of these next ones have come from Mannheim, Washington, which is up in the northeast. They're going to be arriving on a truck to us. So this is a new shape Polo SE, 55,000 miles, grade 1. Again, good tyres, full Volkswagen service history. We are so fussy on history. It's had a cam belt change in 2023 as well, which is really nice. This was a lot of money, this one, but it's lovely. There is one tiny 0 to 1 centimetre ding on the driver's door, which is for Lee to do if he'd even bother. Other than that, absolute clean report. So that should be a lovely car. And it's going to be around the 10 grand mark as well, retail. So that's, that's really good value for a new shape Polo, especially in the white colour. Nice spec as well. Also bought a Mazda 2. This is a 1.5 Sport Navigation. Importantly, it's registered in March 2017, before the tax regulations changed. So this will be cheap road tax. I'm pretty sure this is going to be 35 quid to tax, which is important on a car of this nature. Good tyres, 3 owners, full service history, all from the same garage. So I imagine that had been similar to us, so I'd imagine that had been pretty local. MOT till next March, grade 1 again. Really, really clean and tidy. Shouldn't need any bodywork at all. Just a little tidy up maybe here and there. Nice spec on the Sport Nav. You get sat nav, you get auto lights, you get cruise, DAB, all the nice bits. That's done 65,000. So again, good price range, bit of stock. That's going to be sort of 7.5 grand retail, maybe a fraction more. That's an awful lot of car for the money. Timing chain engine as well on those Mazda 2s. So that's going to be really good value. Also bought a little Fezzer. It's not an EcoBoost, it's a 1.2. It's in red, which isn't perfect. It's 3-door, which isn't perfect, but it's only done 40,000 miles. It's got 10 services, 2 owners, MOT till May of next year, so it's just been tested. Might need a couple of rear springs. They were advised as corroded on the MOT, but they're going to be pennies. Again, says it's grade 3, but there's not much going on there. Spare wheel kit it needs. Yeah, I couldn't see an awful lot wrong with that going on a deep dive into the pictures. Again, going to be really nice price range, 6.5 grand probably out the door. These are the sort of cars that we want. I say that, they're probably going to cost us £1 million each in prep, but yeah, they're the sort of things that aren't going to break the budget, and there's always going to be a market for. And I also bought another red Toyota Aygo. Again, 40,000 miles, 2 owners, 7 services, all of which, the first 2 not, but all of which after that at the main dealer. Nice red, black wheels, reversing camera, DAB, again, MOT until May of next year, just been MOT'd, grade 1 as well, so exceptionally clean and tidy. So they're the cars we've bought over the last couple of days. Getting back into our sort of, getting back into our sort of sweet spot of value, really, which is what we've always done for the last 10, 12 years more. We did just try and change things for a couple of months this year. Just try to up the value slightly. Obviously, you up the value, you up the margin, in theory. We've just found that where we are in the world, you know, it's just not quite as easy to get the stuff away that's above sort of 12 grand. So we're going back to what we know, which is no bad thing because, you know, we've had a pretty successful business for a long, long time. So yeah, stick to what you know, I guess. We'll see what those cars are all like when they land. So yeah, it's been a really productive day. I bought lots of cars. We've changed some prices on some other ones. Gary's cracked on. I filmed a few videos. So yeah, really good. So we'll see what happens when we get back tomorrow and we've got customers and phone calls and it all kicks off after a bank holiday weekend. But that's tomorrow. Today has been good and I'll catch you then. Right, good evening, welcome back. It's Tuesday evening. It's been a busy after the bank holiday. Like I said yesterday, when you've got a day where there's no workshop customers, you can get so much done. And then on the flip side, when you come back on a Tuesday after a bank holiday, you've got 3 days worth of people's cars that have been breaking down. And the phone's been really busy on the workshop side of things. We're full here all the time, in all fairness. But yeah, it's been busy. We've sold 2 cars, 2 out of 3. So we sold the blue Citroen C3 automatic, which if you remember, if you've watched the previous videos, we had a test drive in last week, a different customer, and the handbrake was a little bit stiff for her. Anyway, annoyingly, when I was doing my price adjustments, I reduced that one by 250 quid yesterday at about 3:30, and then I had a guy on the site just as I was packing up at 4:30 who'd spotted it and wanted to come and have a look today. So that was a bit frustrating because I'd literally just knocked 250 quid off it. Anyway, the guy was really nice, came in, drove the car, bought it. He's already paid for it in full, which is excellent as we come towards the end of the month. So yeah, that was good. That was done by 11 o'clock. We then had an appointment on the Burgundy Fiat 500, which again, if you haven't seen previously, you'll know that we were umming and ahhing what to do with that one because it had a significant amount of stone chips across the bonnet and the front wings and the bumper. That colour paint, avant-garde Bordeaux, don't you know? Every single one of those we've had has been quite chippy across the front, so I don't know whether there's a slight defect with the manufacturer of that paint code, I'm not sure, but ours is quite chippy and it's a 5-year-old car. Auto Trader retail is 8.7, and we ummed and ahed about whether getting it all painted across the front, which is, you know, that's not going to be cheap. You're probably talking 1,000 quid's worth of work, if not a little bit more. So we decided to price the car really keenly. So we priced it at 92% of Auto Trader's 100% sort of marker. So I priced it at 8 grand. The performance rating has been excellent. It's doing really well. We've had inquiries on it. We had a test drive. We had an Auto Trader reservation on it on Friday night, and they've come to have a look today. And it was chucking it down with rain, so God's polish was not coming into the, as Lee at Car UK would say, God's polish was not going to save the day. Not that it would anyway. We always like to be completely open with people. So the car was indoors where I am now, under the LED lights. It looked as bad as it possibly could have looked. First thing I said to them as they walked in and we were chatting about the car, I said, did you have a look at the video? Because in my walk around video that I do on every car, if you hop over to the Bowen's Garage, the Showroom channel, I'll put a link to that in the description. That is where you'll find all our cars that come into stock. So the sort of 5-6 minute walk around videos of each car, me talking you through the service history, condition, yada yada yada. So anyway, so if you're not subscribed to that, jump over there and have a look if you're just interested in what we're stocking. Anyway, I said, have you had a look at the video? No. And I thought, oh, that's a shame, because obviously if they'd had a look at the video, potentially they would have either not reserved it or they would have called me and we'd have had a chat about it beforehand. So obviously they were expecting the car, even though it was priced at 92%, so it's a really good value cut. In fact, I think it's the second cheapest available now for that age and mileage on Auto Trader, going down the rankings. Then potentially, you know, so what they were expecting the car to be in pretty much perfect condition for £700 less than it should have been retail price. So they were a little bit disappointed, which I can understand. If you haven't seen the video, then I guess I would be too. So that was a shame. So they didn't carry on with it. I still think we've made the right decision on that car to price it really keenly with some stone chips across the bonnet. I still think it's going to make a really good value car for somebody, so I'm going to stick to that approach for the moment. If we have maybe another viewing or two, and they're all saying, oh, it's just too chippy, it's just not quite right, then maybe we'll reevaluate, we'll get the paint done, and we'll stick the price up. We'll see on that. And Tony has just sold, because I've just had it ping up on my phone just before I made this, he has just sold the Volkswagen Golf Automatic in our Hereford site. So that's a 19 plate, done 60,000, so a few miles for the age for us, but a really nice match edition in white, automatic, petrol, stunning condition for the mileage. It's really, really clean and tidy. And I think the couple came down from Birmingham actually, so that will be going off up there on Friday, I believe. So we're having to juggle things around a bit. They're desperate for the car by the end of the week. I don't know if it's a present or something. So I've had to juggle some things around in the diary to hustle that one through. And we'll get that up delivered to them in Birmingham on Friday. So 2 today, decent day. In terms of what's going on in here, Fiesta's going out tomorrow. That's mechanically prepped. So that's the one we spent 600 odd quid on. That's now valeted, looking great. A lot of car for the money. Kia Venga is going out tomorrow as well. That's had a new battery. Aircon's been done today. Polo GTI has now been valeted. The seats are just drying overnight, and then that'll be ready for its photo shoot in the morning. S60 is now having its prep, so this had a door lock that was playing silly buggers, so you'd unlock it, all the doors would unlock apart from the driver's door, and then you'd lock, once you did get into it, you'd lock it, and then they'd all lock apart from the driver's door. So that's having a new door lock from Volvo, which was, I think it was about 160 quid, so not actually too bad. It could have been worse. Looks like it's a screwdriver job. This is a lovely car. Apart from the door lock, under tray was a bit chewed up on the front, so it's having an under tray. Other than that, mechanically, I think, well, I haven't heard any horror stories off Gary as yet, so hopefully that's good. Volvo V40, so this was the one that went out for about 5 miles and came back with an engine management light on. We've stripped it today. Gary stripped it this morning. Not a horrendous job. Some people are taking the inlet manifolds off, but I think he's managed to do it fairly well without that. So it was coming up with an EGR code, insufficient flow. The EGR is actually okay. We've taken that off. It's the EGR cooler, which is really coked up. It's block quidded pretty badly. We've tried to use some stuff to unblock it, and it's really not having it. So, unfortunately, having to bite the bullet and get an EGR cooler. The customer obviously had the car on Friday, and he only had it for about 10 minutes. So he is really keen to get it back, as are we to get it back to him. So we have ordered one from Volvo, which is about £538. We are also going to replace the EGR as well because it bolts onto it. So in for a penny, in for a lot of pounds with that one, unfortunately. So that is pretty, well, once after we mechanically prepped it, because it had a clutch master cylinder, if you remember as well, before we advertised it. So we are in the negative with that one, unfortunately. You can't win them all. I've always said this over the course of a whole year. As long as you're winning more than you're losing at the end of the year, then we can still put food on the table. So yeah, anyway, unfortunate that it happened when it did, but we've cracked on with it. The parts come in tomorrow. Hopefully we can get that back on tomorrow afternoon, potentially, and get that back to him as soon as possible. He's desperate to have it for the weekend, so we're pulling all the stops out to get that sorted, and hopefully there'll be no further issues with that. That is about it for Tuesday evening. The phones are quiet on the sales side of things. We had those price reductions yesterday. It's not really made a lot of difference. It was a bank holiday. It is half term here in Herefordshire, which always seems to have a big difference for us. We notice that more than like the summer holidays, and when the weather's nice, half terms seem to just really slow us down. So yeah, it might be a fairly quiet week. It was 2 today. I've got somebody who wants to see the Qashqai, which is turning up tomorrow. So hopefully we can get that balloted and get him shown that by the end of the week. But other than that, it's looking fairly quiet. So, you know, we did 7 last week. We did 6 the week before. If we can scrape to 4, 4 is my target. We've got 3 days to do another 2. 4 would be okay for a half-term week. So we shall see. We'll be back tomorrow for more fun and games. See you then. Hey, very good morning. It's Thursday morning. Welcome back. Didn't do any filming yesterday. I don't really know why. It's my midweek slump. Apologies, but raring to go this morning. I think the fact I didn't film yesterday was there wasn't a lot going on. In all honesty, we didn't do too much yesterday. We did our first TikTok. We took our first TikTok step. Getting down with the kids or whatever. I don't really know. TikTok is not my thing at all. I missed that shit passed me by. So I'm a little bit old for that, but I do know that the business has to get into the 21st century, stay in the 21st century, keep up with everybody else, and social media is free to do apart from our time. So we did our first TikTok yesterday. We did it on the Polo GTI, just over the front there. The valeting, logistical, semi-sales department, everyone's backing in now, which is great. So they know how to use TikTok because they're only 18 and 19 and 21 or whatever. So they know how to do it, and they know how to edit it, and they know how to put subtitles, text on, and all that sort of thing. So we did a bit of filming yesterday, which was good. Yeah, we did a nice little video for the Polo. So I was all mic'd up and did a little walk around, and it seemed to go pretty well. So if you are on TikTok and all that sort of thing, do give us a follow. It's Bowen's Garage Ross, straightforward as you like. And we will be posting videos of each car. And then I'll turn them into little shorts, put them on the YouTube, on the TED Talks YouTube channel. The full walk around videos, the detailed ones will be on the Bowen's Garage, the Showroom YouTube channel. So we're just going to try and be everywhere a bit, because Auto Trader are really pissing me off. Excuse my French. The performance of our vehicles are rubbish. There's no other word to describe it. Rubbish. And I had some big price adjustments on, well, not big, but a couple of them were quite big. Some price adjustments on Bank Holiday Monday. And they are still performing terribly. So they are now exceptional value, or really, really good value for what they are. You know, these are still 1, 2, maximum 3 owner vehicles. Excellent service history on all of them. You know how we prepare the cars. They're right towards the top of the price listings. You know, they're pretty much all in good or great price now. Lots of them are in great price. And they're still performing like a pile of crap. So we are trying to find ways to, you know, we really want to reduce the Auto Trader. We could survive without it on local recommendations and repeat customers. We could, but I don't want to be selling less cars. Really, we would sell less cars. Auto Trader does still sell us some cars, just nothing like it used to. So we're trying to find other solutions, and I think it's not trying to do a wholesale change where you're going to start all of a sudden selling loads of cars off a different platform. I don't think it works like that. So TikTok is free. If we can do a bit of TikTok and we sell the odd one, and YouTube helps us sell the odd one, and Instagram helps us sell the odd one, and Car Gurus helps us sell a few, you know, then all of a sudden it adds up to how many you were selling pretty much just from Auto Trader. An improved website with better SEO might help sell a few. Google might help sell a few. So obviously it's a lot more effort doing all the TikTok and all the social media and all that sort of thing, but I think it's the only option really, because Auto Trader is not good. Not good. So anyway, watch this space. You'll see a lot more of us if you can handle it. I had a nice car arrive yesterday. Audi Q3. This was grade 1 from Mannheim, Plymouth. This was full Audi service history. I showed you this one, didn't I, on Monday, just the report, but it's arrived now, and I can honestly say it's tremendous. Condition is lovely. I can barely find anything. Wheels are all good, tyres are all in really good shape. It's got a nice spec. We haven't touched it yet, so it's just as it arrived. Electric tailgate, cruise control, power folding mirrors, I think. It's an auto, 1.4 TFSI, and it's done 53,000. That's a lovely car, so the boys will get about that. We have also had a Qashqai. We've had a Qashqai arrive, which I've got somebody coming to look at 3 o'clock this afternoon. They inquired on Monday. And it's in that nightshade sort of dark purple. But it drives great. It's got a lovely spec, but it's got a fair bit of hedgerow rash on it. So it came in yesterday afternoon. It needed a bloody good valet and machine polish. So the boys are all over that because I booked them in an appointment, or I booked in an appointment 3 o'clock this afternoon, which they weren't expecting. So it's all hands to the pump on that one today to get that ready for the test drive at 3 o'clock. The guy's off work today, so he really wanted to come today. So we will do our very best to make sure that it's looking spick and span for him to have a look at. So I'll do a little clip of that later on. So yeah, that is about the size of it for this morning. Oh, we took a deposit, or reservation, should I say, yesterday on the limited edition Skoda Fabia that we've got in our Hereford site. It's in that sort of, it's not Nardo Grey, but it looks like Nardo Grey. It's a 13 plate, but it's only done 14,000 miles. I dropped that by 500 quid on Monday to 7.5 grand. We've just put a brand new clutch in it. I think it was owned by an elderly statesman who had ruined the clutch on it, so we put a clutch in it. I've priced it at 7.5 now. So with the clutch we're making pence, but we have taken a deposit, a reservation. They're coming to look at it early part of next week. So yeah, ticking along, nothing extravagant, but if we can do the if we can do the Qashqai today, then yeah, not shaping up to be too bad for a week after a bank holiday and a half term. So I'll catch up later. Right, it is Thursday, heading towards lunchtime, and I have a row of cars behind me that have just arrived. It always seems to happen, they all turn up at once. So I thought, well, as I have a first look at them, you might as well have a first look at them, and we'll see the ones I bought the other day, what they're like. So, Mazda 2. This was a grade 1, wasn't it? It's got the pearl white paint, which I love. 65,000 miles. This does look really clean and tidy. So these all arrived from Washington Mannheim this morning. It was sold by SG Petch and it was put into the auction by them as well. Good tyres, really clean condition. I can't really see much. It needs a good valet, but I can't see much going on. Seats are good. It's got sat nav, power folding mirrors. So that looks a nice car. Fiesta, now this was grade 3. It's really tidy, apart from a little bubble just coming in on the and they do this quite a lot, the Fiestas and the Corsas, where it goes from the wing to the bumper, and it's the same on the other side. So just a little bubble, which we may or may not have done. I don't know yet. We will see. It's only done 40,000 miles. It's a 1.2 or 1.25 rather than the EcoBoost, so that is good news. Service history is really good. Conditions, it's got rubber mats, seats are great, steering wheel's good, so that will be a really good value little first time car. Polo, this was also grade 1. This is lovely. Needs a couple of tyres on the front. That is goosed, as I would say, in the trade, and that is double goosed. But other than that, condition very, very nice. This has done 55,000. Nice spec. I'm just advertising this one actually because it's probably the cleanest one out of the lot. It's got the nice touchscreen. It's got cruise speed limiter. They always take the aerials off when they put them on the transporter. Quite often they take a bit of tracking down. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Right, let's get that back in. So that's a nice looking car. That's just over 10 grand that, so that's really good value. This one was also grade 1, IGO, it's done 40,000, nice red and black. This one I am going to have to speak to them about because it was grade 1, they said there was one scuffed alloy wheel on the report, which is a very small scuff, and a little scratch on the rear bumper, but unfortunately whether they were suffering from bank holiday problems, we have got terrible bird poo marks here which are not going to come off no matter how hard you mop. We've got lacquer peel on the front bumper down here and across here. We've got a little lacquer peel here. We've got, that was the little scratch they said about, which is fine, you know, you can live with that, but then you've got lacquer peel under the under there as well, and you've also got lacquer peel on the door handles, so this is actually going to need quite a lot. And it was a grade 1, which it isn't, it's as simple as that, so I'm in contact with them about sorting something out on that side of it. Because the bonnet is, I mean, that's going to need repainting. There is no way on earth that is coming out. So I'm not quite sure how they've missed it. So that's a pain because these, you know, when you're buying the grade 1s, obviously you're paying lots of money for them, and you expect to just be able to wash it. You know, obviously not mechanically, but you expect just to be able to wash it, polish it, put some new plates on it, and it's ready for its pictures and videos, and that is not. Here is the wonderful Mini Cooper S diesel. Now I bought this over the weekend. If you're on our socials you would have seen this, but if you're not then you won't have. This is a 2013 Cooper S diesel with the John Cooper Works pack. Sorry, got stuck on a phone call. Anyway, so it's got the John Cooper Works kit on it. It's only done 26,000 miles. It's the Cooper S diesel. It was registered with Mini, and then it's had just the one owner from new, basically. Now, the reason I bought this on the whole was because it's got the John Cooper Works Recaro seats, which I don't think I've ever seen before, but they're absolutely mega. So that was quite exciting. It's also got heated seats, it's got satellite navigation, it's got it's got cruise, it's got loads and loads of spec. You've got this red stitching on the steering wheel, which is ace. You've got the red stitching down here. It is a cool little car, this. Now it needs a couple of bits. Wheel edges need doing. It needs a mirror glass on this side, which the driver actually said fell out on the way down the motorway, so that was a bit of a pain. And it needs the parking sensor poking back in, but it is just underneath. It is in there. It's just underneath. There you go. I've got my hand on it. There it is. There. So that just needs sorting out. But other than that, for a 12-year-old, oh, and we've also ordered a proper red badge for that as well. But fantastic looking little car. Goes like a rocket. Will be lovely once we've just given it a bit of titivation. So that is the morning so far. So it's just going through these, having a look at the condition, getting all the paperwork sorted, and then starting to get them advertised, really. So yeah, I will update you later. So it's still Thursday, and the Qashqai has sold, which is really good news. This was in stock for, or properly in stock for, well, it arrived yesterday or the day before. Did it arrive yesterday? Yesterday morning. So this we put online. We bought this from Mannheim, Bristol last week, Thursday. I advertised the car on Monday I think, with the pictures from the auction, and had a guy wanting to come and look at it as soon as we had it in stock and had it valeted. It's finished in this nightshade, which is the sort of dark purple. It's done 52,000. It's got a lovely spec. A couple of dings for Lee to do, which I made the customer aware before they came. So we've got the one there in the door, we've got a little one there in the arch. There's a couple around it, but not bad at all. But the spec's amazing. Amazing. a bit overboard on it, Theo, really, but the spec is good. You've got heated electric leather seats, you've got pan roof with that big old blind, electric blind, cruise control, 360 camera, climate control, power folding mirrors, sat nav, all that nice stuff. Blind spot indicators in the mirrors there. 2 owners, 52,000 miles, been serviced at the supplying Nissan main dealer every year. Now, one thing that was interesting, the cam belt is due for replacement at 60,000 miles or 5 years on these, according to our auto data system, which is pretty accurate normally. So I rang the Nissan garage that had done all the servicing, because it's got 7 services at Nissan, including a service this year, and like I say, all at the supplying dealer. So I assume that the cam belt would have been done on schedule at 5 years in 2022, but they've got no record of it at all. So, which I thought was a bit bizarre, because if they're servicing it and it's got full service history from the main dealer, you'd expect that they would have done the cam belt to schedule. So the customer must have declined, I guess. Maybe was waiting to 60,000. Anyway, our customer has come in, loves it, all good, and is paying a little bit extra to have the cam belt done as well. So it's a really nice car, and it's polished up ever so well. So that's really good when you can get a car and flip it without even having to advertise it properly with the proper pictures and so on. That's always ideal. So yeah, there we go, and that's about it really. What else has been going on? Obviously we had all those cars arrive, and we've got to get into negotiations about some compensation or something back from Mannheim about the Igo. The Mini has gone off to have its wheels done, so they've started to take that up to Tewkesbury. Hairs all over the place, one can only apologise. So yeah, they've gone up to Tewkesbury, dropped the Mini off for the wheels, and they've also taken the Volvo V40 back, which has had the EGR cooler and the EGR valve replaced, the one that we sold, and then it came back after not very long at all. The customer lives in Cheltenham, so they were going to Tewkesbury anyway. If you know your geography, Tewkesbury, Cheltenham, not far away at all. So two of them have gone, they've dropped the Mini up at the wheel refurbs, and reinventing the wheel in Tewkesbury. If you need your wheels refurbing and you're in the Gloucestershire area, reinventing the wheel, absolutely fantastic. So they're going to get those done for us, and dropping the Volvo V40 back off at the customer's house and picking up his loan car as well to bring that back here. So yeah, that Volvo job was expensive. The EGR cooler was £538. The EGR valve was 200 odd, plus the clutch master cylinder before we sold it, plus cam belt, water pump, yada yada yada. There has been some serious prep gone into that car, and it was a lovely, lovely car as well. So one of those things, I guess it was moved on for a reason, and I suspect that was the reason. But anyway, should all be good now. So excuse me, so that's good. I'm going to have an early finish. It is 25 to 5. I'm going to park this Qashqai up, order a cam belt kit, get it booked into the diary, and I am going to go home and put my feet up, I think. Well, actually not. Mrs. is going out tonight, so I'm on bedtime duties with the little boy, which will be nice as a midweek one. So yeah, anyway, I'm waffling, but I will see you tomorrow. Right, good evening. It is Friday evening. We're just wrapping up for the week. Lee's still here doing some dents actually, and it's 5:15, so he's pulling in the late shift on a Friday, earning his beer tokens for tonight. Today's been pretty good on the whole, actually. Yeah, Q3 sold. Now, that's a real turn up for the books. I mean, it is absolutely lovely. One of the cleanest cars well, it's grade 1, so you'd expect it to be nice, but it's bloody tidy. Obviously we put it on the internet with just the auction pictures, and I showed you it yesterday just as it arrived, and a lady popped down yesterday, just had a very quick look, fell in love with it, and wanted to come back this afternoon and take it for a spin and get the deal done. So we got it valeted. Well, the boys did a really good job. If you have a look on the TikTok video, they were messing around putting some Audi logos into the boot carpet, which was very exciting. So have a look at that. But she came down, absolutely loved it, and has done the deal on that one and is part exchanging a little Citroen C1 that bizarrely was 3 months out of MOT and she hadn't realised. Anyway, she's had the MOT done this morning, so that's going to be a cheapie. Might do a part exchange little review on that, because it's a C1, so it's the same as the iGo, the 107, and I think they deserve a little review because, well, I won't give you my opinions, but an interesting car to review, put it that way. So keep an eye out for that one in the next week or so. What else has gone on? I have spoken to Mannheim about this, and I spoke to the guys up at Washington, and I speak to a lovely lady called Julie on the phone. She was really helpful. She said, can you send some pictures through and I'll forward it on to our centre manager and so on. And then I got a call back this afternoon, so pretty quick in terms of communication, and we had a chat and he said, fair play, we've missed a lot, don't really know what was going on. They could see that we buy lots of cars from them, and we've never ever complained. There's always little bits that are missed, or very often, but we just take it on the chin. So they've helped out. They've put a real contribution towards the paintwork. So I can't fault that at all. So big shout out to Mannheim. Really good customer service, to be fair. I mean, we'll wait and see how long the refund takes to, or the refund takes to come through. So maybe I'm counting my chickens, but they've assured me that we agreed a figure that seemed fair, and yeah, just seemed like they wanted to look after me, which was really good. So shout out to them so far. Obviously I will voice a different opinion if we don't actually see any money come through in the not too distant future, but all good. What else has gone on today? I mean, I got all the cars advertised that have arrived. The boys have been getting lots of handovers because we're at the end of the month now. We handed over the Skoda Citigo Automatic today, but other than that, handovers we haven't done too many of this week, but they're all happening at the start of next week because it's the 1st of June on Sunday, 2nd of June Monday, so everybody's waiting for their road tax to start their road tax. So I think we've got 3 or 4 handovers Monday, we've got 2 handovers Tuesday, so it's going to be, so the boys have been getting all those ready to go out first thing next week, and then we can crack on with some of these new cars that have arrived. We were down to 2 valeters this week rather than 3, although Ty does a bit of everything these days, doesn't he? But so we were down to 2. We've got a full complement. Lee is back next week, and so the 3 amigos will be able to crack on. Hopefully we'll smash through some of these cars and get a few more sold. I'm running the workshop next week, so what I will do, and I will definitely do this because I've threatened to do it before and I've just got too involved with the day-to-day running of the workshop and then run out of time, but I will definitely do a video next week on how we run the workshop side of the business. We run it really simply. We're quite old-fashioned, which isn't always a bad thing, I don't think. So we run with a paper diary and so on and so on. But I will do a video on that next week, so you can have a little peek behind the workshop curtain, so to speak. So yes, that is the end of another week. So we've done, I don't know, 4? Is it 4? I think 4 retail. So not too bad, about where I was expecting, wasn't it, at the start of the week with the bank holiday. It's 1 a day, isn't it, for the 4 days we've been here, which is okay. We did have a test drive on the iX20 that arrived. I didn't even think, did I show you this? No, I don't think I did. Hold that thought. iX20. I bought this from Mannheim, Birmingham. I think I might have shown you when I bought it, did I? But it's arrived now. It's lovely. Really nice. 62 plate, only 30,000 miles, 1.4 petrol, 1 owner from new, 9 services, right the way through its life. It's really tidy, really tidy. And we actually had someone drive it at lunchtime. Obviously it's just as it arrived. But again, we've done the advert, posted just one picture from here. But he had a Peugeot 107 or a Citroen C1. Again, this is a day of the C1s and 107s, and it had a horrendously noisy timing chain, which is unlike those. It had done 87,000, I think, but it had a really, really noisy timing chain, and the guy hadn't noticed, unfortunately. So we offered him not very much, and which was a lot less than what he was expecting. So yes, there we go. So that didn't happen, but I'm sure it will happen pretty shortly. That is a good value car. That's it, I think. So thanks for watching for another week. I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and it's been fairly straightforward, hasn't it? There's not been too much in the way of excitement this week, but thanks for sticking by. Do give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There will be a video coming out on our exciting new car buying website. There'll be a separate video on that. I've recorded it and I've edited it. Now all I have to do is post it when I have some money to potentially buy some cars. So keep an eye out for that one as well. I am not going to be recording videos and content for content's sake, because I don't want to be buying cars just for content, and I don't want to be doing that sort of thing. That is not what we're about. This is genuinely a little peek behind the curtain. I've said that twice. How often do you say peek behind the curtain? I've said it twice in 7 minutes. So yeah, we're just trying to keep it really relaxed and not trying to force content really. So I appreciate those of you who do enjoy it, and thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We shall see you next week for more fun and games.